Coming to you live from the Darien Ice House, it's boys varsity ice hockey on the DAF Media Network as the Darien Blue Wave host the Fairfield Co-op Mustangs in this mid-season high-ranked FCIAC matchup. Hello, everybody. I'm Dylan DeRiso alongside Will Johnson as always. We are so excited to be here. Will, we've got such a big game ahead of us. These teams already played each other earlier in the season. They tied. These are the two of the best teams in the FCIAC right now. Let's talk about Darien. They're coming off of a loss against Notre Dame West Haven. What do you want to see from them today?
Yeah, definitely coming off of their first loss of the season, you got to see how they're going to respond, how they're going to rebound, how they're going to, cut those mistakes out of their game and just, come with a lot stronger game plan this time.
Certainly, we saw them make a few careless mistakes that ended up resulting in that loss last game. We're going to go down to Jake Wilson right now, though. He's going to give us a report from the penalty box.
Back to you, Dylan.
Fortunately, it looks like we might have messed up a little bit with Jake there. Our mic was little audio problems, but I believe he was talking about just the high ranking of these two teams. Fairfield Co-op, we look at this roster, a very small team, only 16 or so players. Still, they continue to be one of the best teams in the FCIAC year after year. We saw them competing high in the FCIAC last year. But this is just such a big game we have ahead of us today. Will, let's talk about the last time these two teams played. We weren't there. I was watching, though, and we saw Darien complete a pretty solid comeback to eventually tie that game up. And the Blue Wave didn't play full 3 periods of hockey, and that's been kind of a trend that we've been seeing with them. Normally a stronger team in the 3rd period. Yeah,
100%. They're definitely known to just, get off to these slow starts, a little sluggish. It seems like they don't really find their groove, find their stride until, sometimes late in that 2nd period, but, normally in the 3rd period. And, I think that they got to come out, after a loss last game, ready, guns blazing and just ready to attack.
Certainly.
Got to get going early.
Absolutely. We saw them lose to Notre Dame West Haven last week. Notre Dame West Haven currently the #1 team in the state. The Green Knights came to town, beat the Blue Wave, final score of 3-2. We're going to go down to the ice now in just a moment for the player introductions as well as the national anthem. we are ready to go here from the Ice House. A highly contested game ahead of us today, as the powerhouse Fairfield Co-op Mustangs come to Darien to take on the also powerhouse Darien Blue Wave. And Will, powerhouse I think is a good way to describe Darien so far this season. The Blue Wave have been a pretty hot team up until last game. They got a couple ties in the mix, but they've been clearing through their schedule pretty easily.
Yeah, definitely. Darien's been able to handle those in-state competitions, pretty well besides Notre Dame West Haven, but all FCIAC wins, 3 ties this year, 8 wins, and they just got their first loss, from a really tough Notre Dame West Haven team that they'll be seeing again later this year. But this is a really tough test for the Blue Wave team as, coming off of their first loss of the season, you got to be able to bounce back, as Big Sean said. Mm-hmm. Bounce back.
Well, and we look down to the far side, the Fairfield Co-op team, a small team. Certainly, I would say in both stature and size, the amount of players as a whole, you think fatigue will play a role for them because we know that Coach Bud for Darien likes to reach into the depth. Darien usually doesn't get too tired.
Yeah, Darien definitely has some guys in the fourth line who really can play up to the level of those first 3-liners. Coach Bud definitely dips into those, depending on the game, more so in the bigger games. Sometimes he trusts them in the bigger games, and sometimes he doesn't because they gave up a tough goal last week, but they also scored against Prep. So those guys are real spark plugs and hit or miss type of players. Mostly hits so far this year. Those guys are going to be really good for the future of this team. But yeah, as you said, Co-op does look a little smaller, but looks can be deceiving.
Mm-hmm, certainly.
So you see Jack Mariska, not the biggest kid either, and George Persinger, 2 really small players for the Blue Wave and 2 really impactful players as well.
Absolutely. We are just about ready to go down on the ice for the face-off. Mariska, Whitaker, and Schwind on the ice for Darien. Whitaker to take the face-off. Double seniors on defense with Ely and Beach.
We haven't even brought up Haggerty and Ned as well.
Mm-hmm. Finley Haggerty's back. Quinn Creppen played last game against Notre Dame West Haven. We continue to see Mac Bud switching around the goalie play. Fairfield will start down in the Darien zone. It'll be in the corner with Flynn. Ryan Flynn, he'll move it up top. Now a quick wrister from the outside. Harmony, that one goes far into the corner. Puck escapes the zone, finds its way by Whitaker. Co-op's able to get it back in. Little dump and chase. They'll get a quick sub as well. Asa Beach will pick up the puck behind the net, and he'll skate. Looking for Schwinn. That one was cut off by Timon. Excuse me. Now Beach again. This time looking at Mariska. That one gets past his stick. Now across the middle. Ely, a little stick lift. Gets rid of it almost. Co-op with it once more. Malilo, a shot. That one blocked and goes outside of the zone. Mariska trying to put some forecheck on. Co-op, no problem transitioning back into the offensive zone.
Yeah, and Mariska been a third liner for the majority of the year. He's listed as a third liner for us, but he did just come in already with under a minute gone. So, maybe he'll get some more reps today going with those second liners.
Certainly. Now back down with Harmony. This time it gets out of the zone. Naraki in pursuit. Kingsley will pick it up behind the goal line. Now a shot. That one deflected up into the air and out of play. We get our first whistle.
Yeah, Dylan, one thing I'm really curious to see today and excited to see is Charlie Schwind. He's one of the most talented players on this team, and he's getting a little unlucky. Puck wasn't finding the way to his stick when they needed it to for the majority of the year, at least as much as I know he would like to have contributed. In last game, he had a really big goal and stepped up in a big way in that comeback that fell short. But I'd like to see how he responds with that newfound confidence.
Absolutely. Here's Co-op on a rush now. They'll send one down. Haggerty knocks it off to the side. Quick puck sent back towards the middle, intercepted by Rakeen. Now Rakeen hit against the boards. That's a solid hit from Ryan Flynn.
It's a good soak from Rakeen. Gets up there.
Co-op picks it back up. Dump and chase. Now Tarrant will try to get after it behind. He'll leave it back for Holland. Bronca goes out, finds Harmony once more. Jake Harmony looking over. Gibbons couldn't get his pass off. Darien Little dump. They'll go for a full change. Almost full. Matthew Fisher still on the ice.
And Fisher didn't get any time against that Notre Dame West Haven team, so hopefully he can make an impact here and get back on that, get his roster spot back a little bit, get an impact on this team.
Troy and Samame on the ice. Coach Bud already using some of those fourth liners as George Persinger comes up to make a play on the puck. Troy down behind. Now let's find the stick of Combe. Combe up towards the middle. Gets it out. Persinger with the wrister back in. Glove down by Liam Forrest. Little back and forth in the neutral zone as Fisher's pass gets by Persinger. Darien will have to go back. Now Fisher coming across, little chip pass, goes behind Whitaker, and Co-op gets it once again. Persinger up to Mariska. Mariska up off the glass, clears the zone. Now Schwinn trying to make an offensive play on it. Puck was taken away by Combe. Combe leaves it back.
Love Coach Mac Bud's decision to keep Mariska and Schwinn in the same line. Those two work really well together.
They certainly do. A very similar skill set that you see as well. Very shifty, great stick handling. Yep.
Silky mitts from both of them.
Absolutely. Backhander into the zone from Schwind. Now puck moved across. Combe gets it out. Finds Swanson. Darien takes it away. That one out of reach for Beach.
Sloppy passing early here. That's the second or third time we've seen one of the Wave players just throw it behind on their own side. Goalies haven't faced a ton of action so far. Been a lot of play in the neutral zone.
Absolutely.
And, 50-50 pucks. No one can really seem to get anything going so far. I'm sure that's going to change soon.
Fairfield wins it to the middle. It's Elders that's able to get it for the Wave. Gets it out of the zone. Here's Chris Davis. Davis skating. Davis to the outside, looks across. He wanted Lancaster, and Lancaster wasn't home. Now on a rush, it's Gibbons. Skating along, covered by Beach. Gibbons still with it, looks up top. Here's Harmony, a wrist shot, that one wide, deflected off the stick of Ryan Flynn. Flynn leaves it back, Ely challenges, Lancaster picks it up, a little give and go, and there's Christopher Davis. Chris Davis, chip and chase himself. Gets it behind, looking across towards the middle, it was blocked. Elliot Lancaster behind with it.
Got to possess here.
Great back checking by Co-op. Here's Tarrant up top. He'll send it back behind. Lancaster goes after it. Looks to Davis over his stick. Picked up by Kingsley. Some more passing around. Now finds Holland. Sloppy passing on both sides of the ice.
Sloppy subbing too, as Bronca just took a spill going over, trying to sub into the game. Yeah, this is just a really, lackadaisical start, I guess, for both teams. No one seems to be pushing themselves enough as we see. Normally we always say get up to those sluggish starts. Proving us right.
Now more battle for the puck. Can't say a name because no one has it. Here's Rakeen. Rakeen looking up. It's intercepted. Fairfield Co-op's going the other way. Now it's Schwartz. Owen Schwartz will carry. Quick shot. Pushed off by Haggerty.
You can just see that's one of those players that is really, really little, but very, very quick and good stick handler. That's like a Mariska, but lefty, just for Co-op. Curious to see how he's going to impact this game. He's got a great handle for that stick. I'll get a name at some point.
Now skating with it. Swanson into the zone. Charlie Swanson behind in the corner. They'll keep moving with it. Pass up off the boards. Up top. Now Swanson again. A wrister. That one just wide.
Really good move, that toe drag right before he shot. Get that hand free.
Haggerty didn't really see where it was going. Now Persinger tries to make a move on the puck. He goes down. Liam Forrest doing the dirty work in the corner for the Mustangs. Puck escapes out the side. Still tied up. Here's Forrest. Challenged by Gardner Ely. Forrest playing soccer with it. Still a battle. Puck just pinned against the boards. Liam Forrest comes out with it. He'll take a shot. That one, that was close. Ryan Timon had a chance on it right out in front.
Yeah, Haggerty almost got caught lacking there. He was able to get his glove up just in time, get enough on that.
Now skating around is Timon. Looks up top. Swanson, shot, no.
That caught the leg of Schwartz there.
Great one-touch pass from Bronca to Crody. Crody dumps, chases. Darien gets another sub. Co-op Here they go up the other way. Charlie Swanson.
Mariska lost his stick.
Ely was looking to Schwinn. That one got by him. Now a wide open wrist shot kick save, Haggerty.
And Mariska's still playing without his stick. That's why that
Mariska's got to get off the ice. He finally does.
That almost cost them. He was able to, couldn't get a stick in front of that shot that was able to be kicked away by Haggerty.
Beach finds Elders, who goes down. Whitaker was close behind him. He picked up the puck, found Schwinn. Schwinn a high wrister up and over the net. That one didn't have too much mustard on it. Now Beach sends his wrister back in the zone.
What's with you and the condiment, pickles, mustard?
Always against Fairfield teams, too.
Yeah. That's a good look.
Now back up. Here's Lancaster. Lancaster lost it. Looks up top to Ely. Ely step down wrister. Deflected wide. Makes a jump save whistle. We'll have a face-off after Connor Zavry covers up. 7:24 to go in the first.
It's definitely a good possession there as we'll take a look here. Gets it up to Ely. Does what he does. Throws that on net and stick got on it. Didn't see who it was. Deflected it just wide, but Grafton Ely's very good at that, in the high slot, looking for a deflection.
Now puck up over the net. Co-op get it out. Beach leaves it back. Great communication from Ely with his stick. Davis, a little move. One look to Lancaster. That one escapes his grasp. Elders into the zone.
That's gonna be
whistle
offsides.
blown offsides.
Definitely a good rush from Elders, but guys couldn't get out of the zone in time, and Darien's going to get a much-needed change. Really just a sloppy start still from both sides.
Yep.
I think that they got to start possessing the puck a little more. We saw about a minute or so ago that they was possessing that puck, in Co-op's offensive zone, and you got to slow it down a little bit. Take your time.
Holland will try to get it behind. Finds its way over to Jonathan Araki, whose pass is behind Bronca. Now back into the zone from Forrest. Swanson on the far side. Picked up Timon, looking towards the middle, nobody there. Another shot, Swanson. Eaten up off the skate of Tyler Rakeen. Araki trying to chase after it. James Combe gets the puck. Combe skating, leaves it back instead for Forrest. Forrest with it. Chip up and over, kept in by Holland. They get it out anyway. It was Swanson. Still out, Forrest. Now here's Russell Tarrant. Tarrant surveys, finds Matthew Fisher, who gets a nice little touch on it into the zone.
It's a really smart play from Matthew Fisher just to poke that, set up a rush, set up a forecheck.
Good poke from Asa Beach. Swanson pushes him off. Beach wants to get into it with him. James Troy gets the puck. Now he looks up to Matthew Fisher, who lets off as he eats a hit. Grafton Ely going up offensively. Co-op takes it away. Now Darien players colliding into each other. Very, very sloppy play, Will.
Very sloppy play. And you see the neutral zone. It seems like no one can get a shot besides like that from the high slot or from near the blue line almost. The puck in the neutral zone just seems to be, dump and chase and then turnover, dump and chase, and, let them clear it, As you can see here, Asa Beach, you're going to take that shot any day. As Haggerty is going to make that look easy.
Now quick off the draw. Haggerty couldn't hold on to it. Co-op. A lot of bunching of players. We get an offsides call.
Yeah, and clearly visibly frustrated here is, I believe, Tyler Rakeen. Bobby Whitaker. Visibly frustrated. He wanted Mariska to get out of that zone. Thought he could start something up.
As they get some subs here, face off the offsides.
Now
here's the chance. Chris Davis' shot, multiple shots. Puck's loose out in front. Now picked up, back in from Persinger. Still a fight for it. Co-op finally gets it out.
That's a really good pass from Elders.
Co-op now offensively a chance. Elders turning it back up. Skating down with it. Puck pinned against the boards. Persinger. Little knock back up to Gardner Ely. Elders, great awareness from him, finds Lancaster.
Yeah.
Now Lancaster's stick gets lifted. He's still got the puck. Lancaster's shot blocked off to the side.
Yeah, Elders has really grown on me. Not that I never, didn't like him, but he's really become one of my favorite players in this team. As you see, he sets up another chance in front. Here he is.
Here's Lancaster now. Oh, he lost it. 2 Fairfield Co-op players go down to block it. A chance from George. Whistle and a save.
Yeah, Percy wanted that one.
We're going to go down to Jake Wilson now. Jake, what are you seeing from the side of the ice?
Yeah, it's clear that Co-op seems to be playing with a little bit more intensity, which isn't surprising. For Co-op, they're ineligible to play for the state playoffs like Darien is, since they're in violation of FCIAC rules. So for this game, it simply holds more magnitude for them. Darien's the number one ranked team in the FCIAC. So for Co-op, this is like playing the number 1 ranked team in the state. It'll be interesting to see if they continue to play with that same fire as we enter the second and third period.
That was a great picture we had of Jake Wilson on that graphic.
Thank you very much, Jake, for that. Just a little background on this game. Clearly the magnitude for Fairfield Co-op as here's Swanson with a chance.
Good check from Russell Tarrant, that poke check. That's a really good toe drag, nifty move. Goes down, no call.
Now a chance out in front. Puck's loose. Tarrant able to get rid of it. Puck will go down the other way. Harmony in pursuit.
Yeah, and Harmony, that's a really good shot. He threw it on net. Haggerty didn't even see. I think he just got his shoulder on it. But really good job throwing that in front of the cage.
Grafton Ely behind. Ely again. He'll ice that one. We'll get a whistle and a face-off. And as Jake was mentioning, the magnitude of this game for Fairfield Co-op, just what he said, each game for Fairfield Co-op should mean that much more, and they should be, fully pressing on the gas every single game. And Darien, they need a win, right, to bounce back. So this game clearly with a lot of magnitude for both of these teams, but Co-op, this is their season. Not just this game, but every FCIAC game, really. They all mean that much more since this is their only chance. And, you feel for those players as well, Will, because they don't get the opportunity to play at the state level when they clearly could be making such a run.
100%. But as you see, there's a great find from Whitaker. Here we go.
Here's Charlie Schwinn with a breakaway chance, interrupting us a shot. Oh, he missed it.
Mariska wants that back, trying to find him again.
When blocked, turned up ice.
Yeah, I think Schwinn didn't see. Mariska was on his tail there. Maybe cut a 2-on-1, but obviously turning down a 1-on-0 is, never a bad thing. So good take from him.
Now the other way. Dumped down into the zone. Picked up behind by Flynn. Bobby Whitaker. Jack Mariska intercepted. Kingsley back in. Asa Beach. Back and forth we're seeing. This one gets by Asa. Gibbons. Beach gets it almost out. Kingsley coming down with it. Great stick play by Mariska. Now over with Gibbons. Being played by Ely. Up top, Mariska, little chip out. Here goes Grafton Ely on the offensive rush. Followed by Lancaster. Oh, he was looking for Lancaster. Didn't know fully where he was. And instead, that finds its way to Lancaster on the backside.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a theme I've noticed here is the 2-on-1s. Darien's had a couple opportunities. Elders set one up, and Schwinn could have set one up, and Ely was trying to set one up there. So they're definitely getting those one-timer, 2-on-1 looks. They just got to capitalize and, be able to put it in the back of the net.
Now behind, Persinger. Over. Oh, tough look from Elders. Couldn't find Lancaster, and Haggerty covers instead.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Bud's not going to be pleased coming up on a minute and change here in the first period, but just a really sloppy first period from the Blue Wave. They've definitely had their chances, but, seems like they could have had a lot more opportunities if they were able to just, pass the puck in the neutral zone.
Face-off one-back slap shot caught in the mix. Rakeen skating. Up to Jonathan Naraki. Naraki, nice little one-and-go. He's got speed. Unfortunately, he couldn't be the first to the puck. Now the other way for Co-op. Beach, one hand on his stick, is able to redirect the puck. Naraki still trying to get after it. Here's Bronca. Tommy Bronca skating off the skate of Tyler Rakeen. And Co-op headed the other way. Liam Forrest. Forrest around. Almost had the wraparound. Hagerty was there, though, and puck didn't have the angle that he wanted it to. Now a chance down low with Timon. Looking in front, Holland gets to it. Tommy Holland skating.
He can handle it.
Work from Holland. Finally gets bodied by Liam Forrest.
And one thing, the Wave, they're normally very good on the forecheck, and they really have not been up to par so far for their forecheck, I guess their average game. You'd say they can definitely set up a lot of turnovers, and that's how they generate a lot of offense. But here, seems like the one thing Co-op's been able to, outmatch them in is definitely in the time of possession, and just when the puck is in their own zone, they're able to really beat that Wave forecheck. Normally such a strong facet of their game.
9.8 seconds to go in the first period. This first period has flown by. We've seen a lot of play, not a ton of whistles, not a ton of opportunities from either team. With 3 seconds left, we'll get one more face-off. So Hagerty let that one ice.
And going to go on a limb here, just this lack of students in the student section might honestly be impacting the Waves play. I think that the reason they play up to a lot of higher teams is when the barn is full. They're definitely more competitive, it seems like, and that's why in the third period, when it's loud, when it's rowdy, that's kind of when they're at their best.
Yeah, for sure. After the first period, 0-0 our score. Pretty uneventful, pretty quiet in here. Not a lot of action quite yet. We're going to get an interview, I believe, down on the ice now with Jake Wilson and Coach Mac Budd.
Second time in a row there, we've got the audio back just exactly when the interview's over.
That's so weird with our audio systems here. We'll have Jake talk a little bit about what Mac Budd said when we get back after this break. We'll see you in just a few moments.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police, drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and the offer to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continue to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
Celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the Center Oval and Upper Oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England, all made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there, as it continues to build a legacy for our youth as bright as their future, both on and off the field.
Actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become Southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong STEM, communication, organization, and leadership skills, please email us at sponsor@dafmedia.org. We are a registered 501c3 organization. This broadcast is produced by DAF Media, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. The production is staffed by student and adult volunteers from the town of Darien and southwestern Connecticut.
And we are back here live for the second period of play at the Darien Ice House. 0-0 remains our score after one. And Will, very uneventful first period, very sloppy first period. Walk us through what you saw.
Yeah, I know, definitely just tedious, repetitive, and not that enjoyable to watch first period from coaches, players, and viewers, just because sloppy play from both sides. I'm sure no one's happy about that except the goalies, to be honest.
Absolutely not. Yeah, neither of the goalies getting much action in the first. Here's a rush. Chris Davis's shot. Kick save made.
Another save. Just back-to-back saves on the doorstep. Still kept in.
That one just flies wide of the net. Now Co-op's going to try to make a move. Darien with some energy starting the second period of play. Asa Beach there on the puck.
Exactly
Beach sends it down, back in behind. Chasing after it, there's Elders. Elders looks up to Lancaster. Now up top, Beach lets it escape the zone, unfortunately. And now he'll send it back in. Going to the far side. Up top, shot from Grafton Ely. Kick save made by Xavier. Can they get it out? Yes, they can. That'll go all the way down. Deflected, no ice.
And Mariska does a very good job knowing his size and little blindside hits coming. He knows he can get put into a body bag if he does not play his cards right. There's great stick handling here.
Bobby Whitaker on the rush. Stolen away by Kingsley, gets it out. Looking back for the hanger, Ely tripped him up. No call.
Yeah, he got stick and puck there first.
This one escapes the zone. Kingsley sends it back in. Ely on it. Now skating. Down towards the net. Hagerty made a move on it. Now here's a shot. Another save. Puck up and out of the zone. Here it goes. 2-on-1 rush. Mariska and Schwind. Mariska takes the shot. Schwind for the rebound.
Oh.
Continues to skate. 2 saves made by Xavier. And Fairfield Co-op gets out of a tough situation.
Yeah, and I think if Schwind just shot that backhand right away, I know he probably couldn't get a great look. Would have been a really tough finish, but the goaltender was out of the crease, after that shot from Mariska. And Schwind, I guess, wisely, took his time, but if he'd gone to his backhand, could have had a second game in a row with a goal.
Now back behind the net on the Darien end. Does that get out? No, it does not. Kept in by Kingsley. Now across the middle. Swanson shot deflected wide.
He just, rips it. Barely makes it look so effortless. Here's another. Co-op still playing very sloppy, and the Waves seem to be capitalizing. As I say that, here's a chance.
Swanson deflected up and off the ceiling. And Will. You see them playing Charlie Swanson almost all game. He hasn't gotten off the ice very much. He's got to be getting fatigued. He's our main attacker as well as we get one more look at the breakaway.
Yeah, and you see I was going to say Schwind, if he had gone backhand here, I know it would have been tough, but the second you have that puck, it would have been very tough. But instinctually, he's a player that can make that type of move.
Now puck back behind the net. Persinger pressuring. Taken up by Gibbons. Up top. Dump down.
And one thing the Wave consistently good at, the closing out, almost like in basketball. When you get on there, in lacrosse too, get on their hands, when they shoot, causing them to just, throw it out of play, gets deflected. They don't really get open shots a lot, don't give them up a lot. Something that Coach Mac Budd definitely preaches is there's a really
up off the glass. Who's skating after it? Jonathan Naraki. Bronca. Here's Rakeen. Tyler Rakeen loses it. Stolen away. James Combe gets it out of the zone. George Persinger was going to go back for it, but that'll be called for an icing. He was just behind center ice.
Yeah, and here comes Fish and Samame along with Troy. Those three spending some time on other lines. Most, Troy and Samame play together a lot. Fish has been, moved around a little bit. Had a big assist in their home opener.
Samame tried to get a shot off wide of the net. Up here's Troy trying to make a play against the board. Samame gets a touch. Matthew Fisher on it. Now out in front. Xavier can't find it. He finally jumps on it. Not too much extracurricular activity, juxtaposing what we saw last game in front of the net.
Definitely, and you see Matt Fish there. Really good backhand pass. Didn't get a great look there. He's, behind the net, sets up that left-hander from the freshman Troy. Like the confidence to put that on net. Could have snuck that in 5-hole, but nonetheless face off in their offensive zone.
Now a shot deflected off the stick. The skate of Aiden Elders. Back behind, Davis trying to get a touch on it. Pushed by Timon. Davis comes out. Little toe drag towards the middle, almost gets a shot off. Oh, how about that acrobatic play by Chris Davis? A slap shot from Ely. Flies wide. Beach stepping up. Rister. He gets bodied as he was shooting it. Is he going to the box? Looks like the ref is sending.
Oh, Ferda saw it. Normally, really a defender that doesn't really use, he's a very clean player, as I say, just, goes for the puck and, goes for body, but doesn't really, not known to get a ton of penalties.
Both guys going to the box.
It's just they were just getting tied up after the play.
Still a 5-on-5. I believe they're going to go in for fighting in that case. Refs not tolerating much today, it seems. That's our first call.
And still no power plays for either team. Not going to use the word anticlimactic for this game, but definitely hasn't lived up to the hype so far. There's a good hit from Holland.
A close game at this point, but not as action-packed as we would have expected.
That's a really good pass there. Another really good pass. Great movement here.
Holland almost whistle blown.
Just a back-and-forth passing
sides.
there. You see Holland, a defenseman, but he can definitely bring it up. Has some goals on the season, been on the team since a freshman, so they trust him. And this line of Schwind and Mariska, he's now going to be on with Bobby Whitaker. That third line today definitely has probably the two best offensive players on this team, as we've talked about, Schwind and Mariska, and Bobby Whitaker, obviously a captain. So that's definitely a strong line here, and they got to set something up as here they go.
Great one touch. Mariska almost had the slap shot chance. Ely's backhander goes around, finds its way to Schwind. He'll throw it the other way. Escapes the zone by Swanson. Darien has to get out, though. Here's Forrest. Forrest around. Ely.
Good touch.
Good deflection from Schwind. Now down it's Malilo. His shot gets saved. Ely over. Deflection.
Now we're seeing some of that sloppy play start to show up again here.
Wednesday afternoon hockey not looking too good for both of these teams at the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
Swanson back down to Harmony. Harmony over. Kingsley. More battling for the puck.
I feel like that's a sentence we've said multiple times today.
So many times. Finally sent into the zone by Co-op. Gardner Ely will go back to retrieve it. Ely up all the way down. That'll be called for an icing.
And I think that was needed after I was just gassing up that line there and probably put on, not one of their best shifts, to put it bluntly. Here's another line with Naraki and Rakeen, two really aggressive players. And I think just one play that goes your way is what turns it on. This Wave team builds off of momentum so much. And, once one thing happens, they really can rally and build off of that.
And we see Naraki and Rakeen get so many breakout plays out of the defensive zone, and they've scored so many goals that way, both of them. As we get one more icing call here, they'll stay on the ice.
And it seems like Rakeen and Naraki are those guys who, score great wrist shots. Both got good shots. And I think they step up normally when the team needs someone to and hasn't really found someone to put one in the net. Those are the guys that normally kind of come, out of the blue a little bit. Both really, really good first-year seniors.
Now skating down. Here's one of those breakout chances. Both Rakeen and Naraki, Branca and Naraki that time.
You just see Naraki so aggressive.
Persinger fails to keep it in the zone. Here goes Co-op.
And Naraki's coming up. Gimpy here. Might have gotten hurt.
Back behind. Timon. Now against the boards, Flynn. Skating is Rakeen. Flynn up top, looks, Forrest, shot off the post. Oh, that was dangerously close as it was wide. Here's another chance, gets blocked. Another one then.
Rebound
goes
Bosch.
wide. Liam Forrest getting multiple opportunities. Oh, that's
gonna be a
a
penalty.
cheap shot from Tommy Holland.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm never going to praise something like that, but maybe that's kind of what the Wave needed, I guess. Just, start playing more aggressive. I think that's Tommy Holland, kind of just saying he's a little angry, I guess, just after. I think that's a frustration penalty, just like, as a defenseman, they really haven't generated a ton of offense, and when they have, it's been on transition, and they haven't been able to capitalize, sloppy play. And this is a huge power play for Co-op. Yes, they've played sloppy, but, I think they have nowhere near as sloppy as the Wave, and they've got a couple really good looks as we'll see them set something up here.
Nice fast puck movement, skip pass, Swanson, kick save.
And that's a really good first shot for Co-op. They should be happy with that.
Good clearance from Darien. Lancaster will come down on the forecheck, land a nice hip check behind. He goes down instead of Combe. And here goes Co-op the other way. Swanson makes a little move, looks over. Combe coming up, leaves it back. Swanson up top. Swanson making a move down. Now he's going towards the middle, a chance. Pushed away, cleared out. Solid puck movement.
Definitely.
Great regeneration of that power play. Here's Swanson, goes up top to Combe. Combe, a high shot glove save by Haggerty. Beach trying to get there, he can't. Good boxing out done by Malilo.
And Schwartz, such a good handler, number 11. Definitely looking to feed. This
one low to the inside.
And that's
going to be wristed out into the Darien bench. Lancaster, that wouldn't go the way he wanted it to.
Maybe taking out his frustration on his team, shooting it at the bench there. No, definitely trying to dump that in, and that would have been definitely taking some time off this power play, but that's, penalty kill. That's the right play from Elliott. Luckily, no one was hurt. But yeah, someone's got to make a play for this Blue Wave team. You see now Co-op starting to get more crisp in their passing game, and there's someone just went down, already turned it over.
Kingsley, Swanson steps
Good
in.
pass.
Backside, look to Forrest. His slap shot goes wide. That was a great look. Swanson again. Forrest, one more. Kingsley's shot saved Haggerty.
These second chance opportunities, the Wave are lucky they have Haggerty in net, but definitely could have had that 1T from number 13, believe that was Harmony, that set that up. Easily could have been a goal.
Good clock burn, 10 seconds to go now on the power play. Co-op looking to cook something up before Darien gets their skater back out. Here's Swanson up top. Leaves it back. Mariska's on the ice for the Wave. As Rakeen gets in front of it, clears the zone.
Good check.
Now Rakeen skating. Rakeen shot. Saved by Zavery. Schwind. Mariska, both the aggressors. Turned the other way, though, by Fairfield. Now a rush. Swanson is still on the ice. He's been on for multiple minutes now. Skating after it is Mariska. He'll get to it. Cuts back towards the inside. Forrest went down to stop him. Did a good job of doing that. Now Forrest, a wrister as he goes down, clears the zone.
I like Mariska putting his body in the line as the ref there takes one in the ankle. But
here's Persinger.
That's a dangerous pass here. You see just not crisp passing.
Timon. The other way. Back to Persinger.
And this is a chance.
Here's a chance. Charlie Schwinn coming in. He'll cut back, let things develop. Stick handles. Great job by him. Gets the puck into the zone. Bobby Whitaker. Whitaker leaves it back. Elders. Schwind. Forrest. Timon. Elders comes out with it of the four.
This is the type of possession they need.
Whitaker up towards Elders in the middle. That one was bouncing around. It got by him. Elders keeps it in, though. Little chip pass to Whitaker. Whitaker, Gardner Ely. Bobby Whitaker again. Elders, give and go, chance. Save made by Xavier.
Aiden Elders is having a phenomenal game passing.
Now another shot deflected up and out of play, and that's a great give and go. That would have been beautiful if Bobby Whitaker was able to finish.
Aiden Elders has really set up, his teammates about 2 or 3 times this game. Whitaker couldn't get enough on that as he was getting pressured from behind. But that's a really good give and go and a good blocker / kick save. But the Wave, that's definitely their best possession we've seen this game so far. Just they set it up and let things develop. Let's see if they can build off of that.
Puck against the boards. Lancaster from up top. He wanted all that wrister and he couldn't get it. Co-op up the other way. He was looking down from Alillo, who was ahead. Said we get a whistle. 3:37 to go in the second period. 0-0 our score still.
And that's a big play, honestly, that icing there, because the Wave have been able to keep it in the zone for a while, kind of gassing these guys out. And, with that newly found momentum from these past few minutes or possessions, you can't let them get back in their groove. Because once they know that they're in their groove, they're very dangerous.
Combe. Harmony skating. Looks up, that'll go all the way down for an icing.
Another face-off here. Same line out there. I really do like the play of Aiden Elders so far. And past couple of games, he's impressed me as well as, a really standout player. And there's a reason he's a first liner. They have him out there to get the game going, and he's a real spark plug, as I always say.
He's got a great game IQ. Gardner Ely. Ely ripped. Oh, deflected down. Xavier was able to track it. Now Holland from up top wide.
2 really good saves there. Puck was deflected and redirected, and that kick save just kept us a tie game.
Lancaster back down into the zone. Elders trying to get after it. Co-op clears it. Gardner Ely sends it into the zone. It was deflected, and here goes Co-op the other way.
See that miscommunication there. No one on the same page.
Towards the inside. Looks like Gibbons went down. Chris Davis will chip it up and in. Troy will go down and pursue. In the zone. Trying to skate it up, Co-op. So they dump. Grafton Ely gets after it. Ely up off the boards. Gonna have to chase. Lee Crody can't get there. And that's a nice 2:02 to go in the second. Things seem, pace, energy, not too high in the building right now.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see in that third period. Obviously, the Wave known, we always talk about for their third period play, and I'm wondering if they do play to that level. We'll see if, is Co-op going to match them, and are they going to know that going into the game from the scouting report that the Wave is a third period team? And I think coach has got to say that in the locker room, and got to let them know that they're, that's their period, and we can't let it be their period.
Slap shot attempt at a dump. It works. Timon tried to get a shot off towards the middle. It was blocked. Now goes out. That one deflected up off the glass. Rakeen back in a defensive-looking position. Finds his friend Jonathan Naraki, who loses it. Puck goes off the boards. Beach grabs it out of the air, throwing back and forth.
It's like neither of them want the puck.
Now Naraki will go on the chase.
He always
Swanson
wants it.
Gets there first, cuts back. Naraki goes down, but they keep the pressure on.
And Naraki's always giving 110%. That's why he's one of the most beloved players on this team and really makes a big impact.
Beach has to work to get back to it. Takes a hit as he's getting rid of it. Tyler Rakeen turning up ice. Oh, he was looking for Schwind. Whistle blown for offsides.
Yeah, and if that pass wasn't batted down, he did have Schwind. He's going neck and neck. Might have had a step or two. on the Co-op defender, but really the action this game has been spread out, couple possessions, couple shots, but really uncharacteristic. This Blue Wave team, normally a high-scoring team, even their defensemen, with their strong defense, they still, are not known to give up, are known to, score a lot. As here's a 2-on-1 if he looks up.
Bobby Whitaker skating in. He looks across. Mariska shot and a goal. The Blue Wave go up with 35.2 to go in the second period. And courtesy of the freshman Jack Mariska, who sticks his 6th of the year, assisted by Bobby Whitaker. That's a great heads-up play by the senior captain.
Yeah, and you'll see on the backside here that 2-on-1, the 1T from Silky Mitts Mariska. Perfectly played, puts it right where it needed to be. And that's a great finish from Jack Mariska. What a shot, the freshman.
Now Darien's got the energy, and that's exactly what they want going into the third. Co-op not slowing down yet. So they take a shot, goes wide.
How crazy would it be if they score here after all that?
Now skating, and it seems that that goal was kind of a wake-up call for Co-op, as Holland is able to get it going the other way for the Wave. Looked up to Davis. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. That brings us to the end of the second.
Going into the third.
1-0 our score. The Blue Wave up with a late goal. 35.2 seconds to go. Jack Mariska, the one to thank for that. Bobby Whitaker, the captain. Great smart play from him. The Blue Wave have got the energy that they want now. Wilf, give us some thoughts on that second period.
Yeah, the last few minutes, the Wave definitely turned it on, and Co-op also definitely had their fair share of chances. Hegarty made a couple great saves. I think they drew iron on a shot maybe once or twice on that power play. This is a 1-0 game, but really this is they got to think of this as a tie game. Both teams do, because this game has really been evenly matched. Just one really good transition play, heads-up play from Whitaker, slows down and finds Mariska to put the Wave up going into that their third period that they always look forward to.
We will take a break here. We'll be back for that third period just a few moments on the DAF Media Network.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police, drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all of this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and they offered to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continue to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
Celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the Center Oval and Upper Oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England. All made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there, as it continues to build a legacy for our youth as bright as their future, both on and off the field.
DAF Media is actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become Southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong STEM, communication, organization, and leadership skills, please email us at sponsor@dafmedia.org. We are a registered 501c3 organization.
Back here live on the DAF Media Network, Dylan DeRiso, joined now by Jake Wilson. Jake, you talked to Coach Bud at the end of that second period. What are his thoughts on the game so far, and then what are his thoughts on that goal that we saw at the end of the second?
Yeah, Coach mentioned that, that goal wasn't drawn up. It was just simply a great crossing pass by Bobby Whitaker over to Jack Mariska, who was able to net one of his many goals of the season. And, you know, on the game so far, Coach really wasn't very happy with his team. He said they really came out with not a lot of energy, not a lot of intensity, and he says that if they're going to hold this 1-0 lead and win this hockey game, they need to pick it up. He mentioned that he really feels like it should not be a 1-0 game at this point. He feels like it is a lesser opponent, and the boys really need to pick it up.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Jake. Will Johnson joining me now back in the booth as we get a whistle down on the ice. And Will, it sounds like Coach Bud really mirrored a lot of our thoughts about the game so far as the energy being relatively low from Darien. This is a team that they could definitely be beating right now if they were playing at their normal pace.
I would agree with you if I had the headset on, because that was Jake telling you about Coach Mac Bud, but I heard the rundown before, so yeah, I definitely, I think they got to step it up. I think obviously he has the right to be disappointed after that performance, but big goal from Mariska, and I think just W's a W. You got to just get out of here with a win. I think that's just obviously what's most important right now.
That one sent into the zone. Roll all the way around behind on the boards. Elliot Lancaster getting up after it.
It's a really good poke check from Lank there.
Lancaster still on it. That'll be taken by Malillo.
Yeah, we've seen how close Co-op has gone. No way
off
that
the
just
skate
happened.
of the ref. This will turn into a Co-op possession. Now here's Malillo.
We've seen how close they've come to scoring on both their power plays.
Beach off the boards. Out of play, a little collision. We're not seeing Co-op really set up their power play like they did on the last one, as Aiden Elders is able to clear the puck out of the zone with 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, and that was definitely way too casual from Ryan Flynn there, the junior forward. Played a good game so far, but they caught that in the middle. You got to expect someone's going to lay the body as
Rocky comes down, catching him lacking. Swanson's able to turn it up ice. Here goes Co-op the other way. Timon leaves it back. Swanson across towards the middle.
Who else but Schwartz?
Sends it around the backside. Skating up across the middle. Ely laying out a hit in front of the net. Darien going up the other way. Aiden Elders on a breakaway chance. Tried to get the shot off.
I think that's going to be a penalty.
It is.
Didn't really see.
Yeah, it was tough to see. There were a lot of players obstructing our view.
Could have been a hook because from behind. So we'll get the look here. So you see he's on the breakaway, and yeah, he just set the slash. He just took a full baseball swing at him, and honestly, not a horrible play. 1-on-0 versus a 2-minute power play. Not the worst thing in the world. Back when I played NHL, the video game, I always used to do that, dive at their legs, take the penalty, and instead of letting them score.
It always worked. I did
it did work. It did work.
Darien will get their first man advantage
we'll see
of
if
the
it
game.
Works for Co-op. They really have come so close to scoring on both their power plays. It's got to be disappointed.
Now Schwind. Darien struggling to possess the puck here early in the power play. Top with Schwind. Schwind over. Grafton Ely's shot. Glove save made. Rebound sliding across the front of the net. Nobody was there to finish it off, and they clear the zone just like that.
Yeah, and with the way they've been playing, how sloppy it's been, you got to remember you're up a goal and you're on the power play. Don't be too aggressive and, maybe leave up a shorthanded goal. You got to remember, again, that you are up and it is the third period. Obviously, you're going to go for a goal, but don't put all your guys up. Got to make sure someone's up at the blue line, ready to stop a break.
Whitaker keeping his head up, trying to get it back to Ely in time. Whitaker clearly frustrated that Darien wasn't really in position. Schwind around behind. Ely this time hustling over. Whitaker finds him. Schwind steps up right into the chest of Connors Avery, and we get a whistle.
Yeah, and, very lucky Co-op that he didn't get enough on that. He's such a good shooter, and I know he wants that one back because he just threw that right at his chest. Schwind, we know what he can do with the puck. But there, kind of sensing a theme. That shot just kind of today hasn't been as strong as we've seen in the past. There's no call.
This one goes all the way around. Gets to Holland. As the second power play line is on for Darien. Mariska Davis. Now Holland leaves it back for Mariska. He steps up, takes a wrister that gets blocked. Now Rakeen's shot flies over. And that one gets by and leaves the zone.
Hey, Rakeen, that's a really good take there. Definitely, had the top of the net open. If he gets that a little lower, that definitely would have gone in because that was on line.
Holland looks up. Mariska. Rakeen kicked it to him. Now looking for Davis on the backside. Wasn't there. Asa Beach's shot is saved by Xavery as well. 5 seconds to go in the power play. That'll do it. 10.5 minutes remaining in this game. We're back to 5-on-5, and Darien is still up 1-0.
Yeah, and Co-op, Harmony's got to, get involved more. There's a puck that's frozen, covered up. But as I was saying, Harmony, as well as Schwartz and Swanson, those are the three guys I think that got to make plays here late. Schwartz, very small but really, really shifty and not much of their shooter, but he really sets up other guys like Swanson and Harmony, and those two guys have got cannons of shots that can let it fly from anywhere, so I think that's who they got to go to.
That one pushed in by Tarrant. Tarrant again to the back corner. Samame working to get down there. Escapes by Elders. Against the boards, Persinger. Not afraid to get into it with Noah Kingsley, the senior defenseman. Elders along the boards. Kingsley with it, skating on his backhand.
This is a good forecheck that we're used to seeing. And even if you don't get them completely to turn it over, you tire them out a lot. But this is the problem now. It's a 3-on-2.
Now it's a push the other way. Here's Schwartz skating, looks towards the middle. Wasn't there. Shot again, saved by Haggerty.
Yeah, and that's what I was telling you about as Swanson there. I believe their best shooter.
George Persinger being shifty. Chance. That one flung high up and over, up top. That wrister back behind. Puck up and out of play.
Yeah, definitely. That was a really good shot from Swanson, kind of fading away and almost caught Haggerty off guard. He's played such a great game and wasn't really ready for that shot, but whenever Swanson's in the realm of that puck, you got to be ready, and Haggerty was. Took that one to the chest and was able to prevent a rebound either as well.
Mariska now skating with it. He's going to use his speed to get all the way down himself. Gets a shot off, was saved by Xavery. And here's a rush the other way. This is the problem. 3-on-2 situation. Darien picking up a couple of numbers. Still a wrister. That was deflected off of Lancaster's stick.
Good stick from Elliott there.
Behind is Flynn. Ryan Flynn pressured by Gardner Ely. Elliott Lancaster out with it. Mariska lets it bounce.
Oh, good play.
Up and over. Offsides. That'll be on Chris Davis. Little hasty to get into the zone.
Mariska, that's a nifty play. Tried to chip it over. As here we'll take the look as he tried to go all the way, and that stick lift at the last second prevented this from becoming a 2-0 game as he tried to go cut off the angle there and just lost possession of that puck. But Co-op starting to get some offensive, firepower here, definitely. Because there's a Swanson, not the guy you want to get involved with if you're hitting.
Left back for Charlie Swanson. Swanson, backhander. Up top, Forrest shot. Oh. Haggerty heavily screened. Puck's loose on the backside. That happened quickly. Now a chance again on the backside. Bronca got in the way. No shot. Puck goes off. Beach got into it as well with Swanson. Throws his helmet off.
Yeah, and we'll see here a couple really good chances. Haggerty, that shot from the high slot, the wrister, looking for a redirect or just a screen. That's exactly what happens.
Not exactly.
Just got the left pad on it. And then the rebound there. Tommy Bronca made a great play there. As the net, the left side of the net was open, and Schwartz, I believe, had that one-timer opportunity, and Holland was able to get just enough of the puck to discredit that.
So we're going to face off now just outside of the zone. That one sent in, hits Whitaker. Trying to stick handle through was Malilo. Whitaker trying to make something happen, loses his stick.
It's going to go right at Haggerty, so no ice.
He'll deflect it off to Ely. Instead, there's Timon. Keeps the pressure on now. Co-op up top. Rister kick save. Grafton Ely. Up, Jonathan Naraki skating.
Here we go.
He's got Elders too. Naraki takes the shot. It's saved by Zavery. 7:04 to go in the third period.
And I don't hate that take. Naraki might have had some on the backside, but regardless, love the confidence. Yeah, you see, I don't think he really did have much on that backside, and Schwartz, the little guy, got under his hands, didn't allow him to get a ton on the shot, but sets up face-off in Co-op zone.
Davis fires one. That flies over the net, hits the glass. Co-op trying to make something happen as Swanson gets poke checked. Backside off Davis. Mariska looks up to Davis. Lancaster with the rush. Schwartz. Puck loose across the middle. Does Mariska come out with it? Yes, he does. Little backhand pass around behind.
That's a great pass, too.
No one was there, but Darien's able to recover as Co-op gets something going the other way. Charlie Swanson skating.
They really just made that look so casual. I think these Darien guys that are on right now are just gassed. It's just putting their bodies out. They got to get a change here.
Scary how casual that was as Chris Davis and Tyler Rakeen get the puck going the other direction. Rakeen, a shot saved by Zavery. Picked up behind the net by Malillo.
And the ref, for like the 8th time this game, just gets hit.
Hits going back and forth. Beach getting into it, I believe, with Ryan Flynn.
And that was prior to this period even, and that got made even worse when Beach started a fight. Here's another breakaway.
Bronca, Rakeen. Bronca goes down behind. 3 Darien players behind the net. Rakeen recovers. He'll go back out in front. It's a battle for the puck.
And I like the set they're in. They have Rakeen in the middle, and they have 2 guys up top stopping that break, so not playing too aggressive. You see here.
That'll be whistled.
And a player
There's
down.
a player down behind the net. Not sure who that is, but things were getting awfully chippy back there.
You got to hope for Co-op's sake that it's not Swanson, which it's not. He comes off, or is it? It might be. Regardless, hope he's okay.
So it looks like we'll get a quick timeout with this injury.
We have 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes. It's good to see him get up. Yeah, I think that was...
That's Liam Forrest, number 23.
There's still a lot of time
skating
here.
On his own.
Yeah, Haggerty's really played a tremendous game. But, you know, those kick saves he's been making, those go so, you know, fly under the radar. But, you know, those, when you're getting screened like that, you know, those, you know, that instinctual last-ditch reaction to just kick out when you see it at the last second, that's something that, you know, goalies don't, you know, they get discredited for. And, you know, he's one of those goalies who's really, really good at that.
We're finally back in play after a neutral zone face-off. Asa Beach with the puck. Turns up the other way, deflected off of Elders. Elders gets it back, though. Now he'll set up a 3-on-2. Bobby Whitaker, backhander over to Naraki. Naraki couldn't get all the way on it. Elders with the puck. His backhand pass towards the middle. Ely comes up to take a shot that flies wide.
Elders has Hall of Fame dimer right now. He's just dishing looks left and right and just has been setting up people and doesn't have an assist to show for it, but wow, has he played well.
Now a rush the other way. Here goes Co-op. Dump and chase opportunity off of Malillo.
Little size mismatch there.
Back up top with Harmony. Naraki putting the pressure on Harmony, not letting him get the puck back into the zone so easily. Pinned. Whitaker a little chip. Darien grabs a sub. Here goes that forecheck. No problem getting through it quite yet. Solid passing from Co-op. Asa Beach skates back for it.
And if you're the Wave, the one thing you got to think right now is no penalties.
Davis leaves it out for Lancaster.
So you've seen how close Co-op's been come to scoring on penalties. And also last week, really costly penalty late in the game.
Around behind with it. Towards the middle. Backside, nobody home. Clears it. Icing call possibly. Yes, it will be. 3:30 to go in the third period. 1-0 remains our score. Energy staying low in the building at the moment after a few extracurricular activities we saw on the far end, but not very loud in here. Not a ton of huge opportunities. A lot of missed shots, a lot of poor connections on shots.
This is a really casual big game, I think, that's getting overlooked. Both of these are two of the best teams in the state, and I think that it's just been really sloppy game, as well as the fact that just not a lot of people here. Here's a chance.
Rakeen across the middle. Zavery covers. Charlie Schwinn not happy because Zavery didn't have it very long, but the ref blew the whistle pretty quick.
Yeah, if it's under that glove, you got to let it go. I know some guys like to poke at it, but that's the right call. Just 3:17 to go here. Again, I'll reiterate: no, you can't give up a penalty, especially like a misconduct penalty after the whistle. Just everyone's got to keep their heads right now. And if you're Co-op, again, try to find Swanson.
And there he is, Charlie Swanson, looking on the far side to Kingsley, who will dump it in. Leading the charge is Timon. Rakeen gets to the puck first. Back up, Kingsley. Down a shot. Haggerty was surprised by it, but Darien will go up the other way. Charlie Schwind on the chase. Puck was out of reach from him. Swanson, with his head up, surveying, chooses to skate with it.
And Beach went high there. I think that's gonna be a call.
That
as it
will
should
be.
Nice.
Asa Beach possibly letting emotion get the better of him on that play, and he'll go to the box.
And
with Asa Beach, there's no excuse that the other guy was short.
That's 100% the right call. As I saw right away, I didn't even see the ref's arm go up. And he just, that should be a cross check, because he went going against someone taller than him. That cross check normally trying to aim for that upper chest area. He actually went up high and caught him in that face mask area. So this is going to be really interesting. 2:30 to go. And 2 minutes to kill. So now you don't need to pull your goalie. At least for the time being.
They still might do that, though.
I was saying for the time being, but
timeout called.
And I think this is going to be a good time for my 3 stars.
This game is far from over, but we'll do the 3 stars of the game thus far, excluding the last 2 minutes, 30 seconds of game that we have here with 2 minutes of power play to cap it off. We'll let Braden Shank cook up that graphic.
Gotta let Braden cook.
And Will, you see the lineup that Darien has on the ice here. It looks to be Holland, Whitaker, Ely, and Bronca being the final 4, with Asa Beach in the box. Usually Beach is the guy that you see on that penalty kill. He's a smart player, generally speaking. He makes a lot of smart plays with the puck. He's got a great stick defensively, loves those poke checks, and not having him here is certainly going to be a detriment.
For sure, and as well, I think you strongly need to consider putting Jonathan Naraki on a penalty kill here, after the first minute or so, because I just see he's always given 110% in that forecheck. He's those loose pucks. Not only is he a great offensive player, and defensive player, but he's really, really aggressive. And, in a situation like this, that's exactly what you need. So Bronca and Whitaker.
The Mustangs take the ice. Poise. The only thing they need right now. Up top, Combe, shot high in front, a chance. Oh, my goodness, Melillo had the finishing chance on the backside. Haggerty wasn't there.
And that should have been a goal.
That certainly should have, and he just couldn't finish that shot. Got to watch out for the counterattack now. Here's Flynn skating, leaves it back. Swanson to move to the inside, looking, had Timon wide open, Timon again. Now skating back around, Melillo. Once more, up top with Swanson. Swanson handles. Whitaker makes a nice play on it. Clears the zone. Solid kill from the Wave, excluding that shot chance that they had. They've gotten the puck out of the zone a couple times.
Yeah, and you got to watch Swanson at all times. They're going to try to get it to him.
Elders will skate it out now. Swanson recovers it. Turns it back up ice the other way. Ryan Flynn. Charlie Swanson again. Minute 20 to go in the game. They want to set something up, but this Darien forecheck has been pretty lethal so far. Ely all the way out and down. Running more time off that clock as Avery comes out.
And a rough shift for Flynn thus far, but he's got to shake it off.
Owen Gibbons skating.
And they're pulling the goalie.
Whitaker, the first one to it, finds Holland. Holland clears it. That'll end up on the stick. James Combe. Now a 6-on-4 chance. If Fairfield can't do anything here, I don't know what they can do. Owen Schwartz across the shot, a chance, another saved by Haggerty.
Haggerty.
Gibbons wants that one back, and they are certainly creating with 38 seconds left.
And this is a huge face-off, to put it bluntly, obviously, because you win this, you can set up that 6-on-4, and 6-on-4, if you're Darien, you have to give up certain looks, wrist shots, and shots you normally wouldn't give up, even on a regular power play. But again, Co-op does not have number 10 on the ice.
No Charlie Swanson.
Swanson, I was blanking.
Elders is going to look to put in the dagger. Can he?
Uh-oh.
Here they go the other way. Combe with 22 seconds left. Trying to push off Chris Davis. Lancaster. Instead, now a chance in front. Shot was deflected. Ely back up. Forrest with the backhander. That clears out. That'll bring us to the end of this one. Final score. Nope, not yet.
Dylan.
Icing. I forgot the power play was over. Not jinxing anything quite yet.
You definitely just did.
A little late. Face-off win. Slap shot would be certainly make things interesting here after a long and relatively slow-paced game for most of the afternoon, most of the evening. Darien and Co-op both loading up the inside. Lancaster wins the face-off back. He'll pin it against the boards. That'll bring us to the end of this one. A big win for the Blue Wave. 1-0 our final score, and after a long, relatively sluggish, pretty sloppy game, Darien was still the better team. Will, who are the three people that you accredit that win with?
Well, once Braden cooks up the graphic, I'm going to save it. It's a surprise until we get the graphic, but obviously one of them is going to be Finley Haggerty. I can't even, I'm not going to hold that one. That one's obvious. We're going to wait a minute for Jake to get that interview.
Down with head coach Mac Budd, I believe, who after the second period wasn't very happy. This third period, no goals by either team. Still some sloppy play, but Darien was able to turn it up. Fairfield Co-op, they had some late shots. They had some chances to tie it. This game really could have gone to either team, and it happened to be Darien that had the nice 2-on-1 rush, or 2-on-2 rush, that Jack Mariska was able to finish off that shot.
Yeah, definitely. And, that you put it perfectly, Dylan, as this could have gone either way. Both teams had a ton of chances, and, starting with that chance from Alex Melillo, the sophomore, wide open, had the net open, and just kind of duffed on that shot. That would have tied the game.
He'll have a tough time sleeping tonight thinking about that chance.
That's ruthless. I didn't say that, you did, but Jake taking his sweet time here.
Beckoning over appears to be Grafton Ely that he will be interviewing down on the ice. Ely, the captain. Let's go down to him now. More audio difficulties at the end of this one. We're going to try to get that mic cooked back up for our next game. Will, give us your 3 stars.
Yeah, 3 stars of the game. Finley Haggerty, obviously, with that shutout. Mariska, the only goal scorer. And then, although Co-op was not able to score, Swanson was clearly the best player on the ice for them today, just setting up opportunity after opportunity. And if it weren't for Haggerty, then definitely could have easily tied up this game, had at least 1 or 2 goals.
Our final score, 1-0. Just a solid performance at the end, at least, for Fairfield Co-op. Early in the game, it started pretty sloppy. We saw a lot of shots here, there, everywhere, but no really solid possessions from either team. I feel like we kept seeing rushes all game, Will.
Yeah, that we did, and, I guess you think that sounds like an exciting game when you talk about it that way, but it was definitely, the first period was honestly the worst period of hockey I've seen this year in a Darien game. Just these guys are really talented, and they just kind of came out sluggish. I think that the fact that, not a lot of people here, they definitely were excited coming into this game, and, lack of people, in the rink just definitely plays a factor. And I think once even people started to show up, then, they kind of turned it on a little bit. But, that's going to be interesting to see the rest of the year. They got to be able to play and not worry about their surroundings and their environment. Just play the game.
At the end of the day, though, the Blue Wave come out with a win. Their record goes to 9-1-3. They pick up another win in the FCIAC. They continue to be undefeated in the FCIAC, 4-0-2 in that regard. Give a quick shout-out to our DAF Media production crew, our director, Braden Shank, James Foresta on Instant Replay, Liam Tomaszewski on graphics, our camera operators this afternoon, Andrew Olson, Miller, Hackman, Jake Wilson, brought us some content from ice side,
you will
in the future. Say. Yeah. And we'll make sure that we get those audio problems fixed up the next time he's on the stream. But as always, I'm Dylan DeRiso alongside Will Johnson. A pleasure. DAF Media, of course, joint venture of the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. Thank you all so much for tuning in this evening, and have a good night.